Thank you so much, so much, so much, so much. Again, it's the Town Hall. Things to talk about. You know what I mean?
You're listening to Homegrown with G. Cole. He's got a heart of gold.
So we're getting into it. Always got to start off with some good vibes. You know? Making more music than anything else because, you know, I mean, that's what we do. That's what we do. Now, let me start off by saying, when you say the soul flow thing, talent in abundance. Now I'm home this weekend. And while I'm home, I was watching, just live streaming there on TV, Summerjam. This year's Summerjam. One of the, if not the biggest, longest tenured reggae festivals in the world. Coming to you from Germany, I think Cologne, Germany. Big festival. And as I'm watching the festival, you know, because sometimes when you're in the trenches and you're in a place, sometimes you can get disheartened. You know, sometimes you got to just keep putting one foot before the other and keep trucking. But sometimes you can get disheartened. I know people do get disheartened. And as we try to express to folks that the world's a huge place, man. Soul Flow is just home. It's just your breeding ground and your source of strength. Do what you do here, but it's supposed to all be love. Nurture your talents and take them to the world. You know, we always have them convos. So I'm sitting down and I'm watching Summerjam and I'm seeing the biggest names in reggae and dancehall doing it major way. Some of my favorite artists, Khalid Buds, Jesse Royal, Romeo and Virgo. Again, I'm gonna continue to dub him the next Barris. Barris is still the guy, but you don't know. Romeo and Virgo, Busy Signal, host of huge names. You know what I mean? Dancehall represented by Skilly Bang. You know, and a host of other people just doing what they do. J Boog doing his thing. Kimani Marley. Just, again, it's Summerjam, man. It's the biggest reggae festival. One of the longest tenured reggae festivals around the world, right? Give what it is. Give credit where credit is due. But what made me so proud and to just love what's going on is looking at that stage and seeing artists from all over. Artists from Jamaica, some of the biggest names. Artists from wherever, right? Some of the biggest names. And you look at the musicians on the stage. Where you think the musicians from? Most of the musicians from right here. Right here. Because I'm looking on the stage and I'm seeing Kato up there and I'm seeing Dougie. You know what I mean? And I'm seeing Frank on the bass and I'm seeing, you know what I mean, a host of people. I'm like 20, I bag up people. I'm looking, I'm like, that's a J Vibe up there doing what he does, and Brian up there, B Will doing what he does. And again, it's just another day for them guys because that's what they do. And I say it this way because it needs to be said that way. You know what I mean? A lot of people from across the globe come here to mine for talent. It's not a bad thing. When we use terms like mine, we think bauxite, we think gold, we think diamond, we think all them things that they pillage. But no, this is mining, proper mining. Sourcing it from the right place, from the best place, right? I counted 8 to 9 South Florida musicians on that stage, and they weren't necessarily up there playing for South Florida based artists. You know what I mean? Again, you heard me dropping names: Khalid Buds, right? Kimani Marley, Jesse Royal, just to name a few. South Florida musicians up there making it happen, making it cracking, you know what I mean, giving it proper sound. And I'm just looking at that and I'm enjoying that to the fullest. It's a dope thing to sit back and enjoy and be like, yo, that's my guy. And guess what? They do this on the regular. It's not something they stumbled upon. You know what I mean? Kevo Gitz, you know, proud of them guys. One of the dope young guitarists out there with major acts, not just our Jamaican acts. It's not just relegated to here. We're talking about the biggest commercial acts, right? You see Sean Paul out there, you see Shaggy out there, you see all them people. Their bands comprised of people from here. Soul Flow, right? Support vocals out there. Where them people come from? From here. You see the Marley Brothers on the road doing what they do. Where them musicians they come from? From here. Right? You see Mavado out there on the stages, the biggest stages doing what they do. Where the musicians come from? From here. You see a town out there blazing up them stages, gracing it. She got a brand new album on the way. Where the musician them come from? From here. So I say all of this just to say, don't sleep on what goes on right here. The abundance, the plethora of talent that's here. Sometimes you're in town and you get the opportunity to sit down and listen to a band, you know what I mean? People home from the road just, you know, getting a breather. And you go to your favorite venue to go listen to some music, and there's some musician up there that's dazzling or whatever the case may be. You don't know how much Grammys and how much Mobos and how much Junos, all them awards that's on those stages performing for you. I know I so appreciate it, right? When I think of the days being on stage and I look to my left and I look to my right, I look here, I look behind me, and right now all those musicians out there, Vinnie Hamilton out there, I blaze it with Burning Spear, all these musicians, I don't take none of that for granted. I don't take none of that for granted. And it's a joy and a pleasure to see them where they're coming from and all the growth. Soul Flow. Right? Soul Flow. We generate a lot of that here. But that's not all we generate here. We generate a lot of turmoil too, and a lot of animosity and a lot of negative energy sometimes. And I do the research when it comes to athletes. I do it when it comes to the community. I do it when it comes to our musicians, our artists. Who that kind of energy come from and why it comes. And I remember sitting across from Freddie here, Freddie McGregor. I remember having a convo with Barry also. Even Marcia Griffiths, I've had the same conversation with them. And then even some of the younger talents, the Romaines and stuff like that. The people who it's a pleasure to talk to. It's a pleasure to be around, and they're accomplished but humble. And the word humble, I don't want people misappropriate, misconstrue, misinterpret that word. Humble doesn't mean you must act timid and deny your talents and your greatness or whatever the case may be. If you got it, flaunt it. That's what I tell the ladies. If you got it, flaunt it, right? And I've always said this about athletes especially. Confidence is king. And if you have your swag and you're talented and you're going out there doing major things and you want to beat your chest and it's all bravado, but come Sunday night you go out on that field and you perform, I care zero. I'm with it. That's what we want from y'all. Artist, musician, hey, go out on that stage and rip it and come back and say, yeah, we rip it. Drop them records that go major and come back and say, yeah, that's me. Because you are confident in who you are is not negating your humility. So when I say humble, I don't mean meek, timid, quiet, soft-spoken. When I say humble, I mean just respectful. You know what I mean? Knowing that you are the dopest, but a human being. That's what humility is. I say all of that to say, my experience when it comes to my Soul Flow people, the names you hear me mention that were on that Summerjam stage, and they're on that stage, but 9 times out of 10 they're on the Rotterdam stage too, and they're on the reggae, on the River Fest, all the biggest stages across the globe and in the biggest arenas and stuff like that because of the talent. You see them and they are humble. They can act up if they want to, and they should if they want to, because guess what? They've earned that. They've earned that. Right? If J Vibe want to come back and walk with him chest up in the air every day, he can because he's earned that. If Brian wants to do that, he can. Kevin wants to do that, he can. He's earned that. You know what I mean? Fletcher wants to do it, he can. He's earned that. If Dougie wants to do that, he can. He's earned that. You know what I mean? And I can keep calling names and names and names. Right? John FX, Logic, if he wants to walk around with his chest up in it, earn that. Vision Alexander, earn that. Right? They put that work in. They've accomplished what they accomplished. But they don't do that. Pay attention to the ones that walk with the chest in the air and act superior. Attitude for days and cocky, unearned confidence. Now, again, nobody's questioning your talent. Because some people that can sing like a bird. You know what I mean? You have some people when there's some nightingale in their suits. Bad. Right? But on the wall of accomplishments, egg, 0. And I'm sorry, it speaks for some. It doesn't, again, no, question your talent, no. But I'm going to say this, my guy. I'll say this, my lady. Everything in life and everything in the world has a measuring stick. That's why they had them, you know, your platinum and your records go platinum, records go gold, records go double gold. You know what I mean? That's why in athletics you got your gold, your silver, your bronze. Not true. That's why from a financial standpoint you got billionaires, you got millionaires, you got others. Not true. Everything and everywhere it's a measuring stick. That's why awards and accomplishment are given out. Now we do live in an environment that give out what I call the participation trophies. Right? It's like your kid play Pop Warner, Little League, whatever. And the winners get trophies and the losers are getting trophies too. That's nonsense. Right? But people create awards and trophies and chartings and whatever the case may be. Because people like trophies and awards and chartings, right? So you just create something. I've been asked a couple of times on different radio platforms that I'm on to create charts. And when I said, no, I never do that. Why? Because it's all subjective. 2, the evidence is going to be bogus. Because how am I? You should measure the success of these songs by their commercial success. There's no way to monitor that. Right? Who can tell how records are being sold? First of all, 1, they're not being sold. And 2, how are you going to get it? How are you going to get the data? Right? Also, we're living in a day and age where the data can be conflated. People can, you know what I mean? Fudge your numbers. I call it fuzzy math. But I get no disrespect. I'm an artist too. And I am appreciative of all the love I get, all the compliments. I thank you so much. And I don't mean to sound ungrateful when I say, you can just tell me you like the works and it's all good. I don't accept compliments of greatness because I haven't done, the work hasn't translated into what greatness translates into. Right? And the truth is, if you've written the best song, but the world hasn't heard it, is it the best song? If you're the fastest athlete, but the world's never seen you run and you've never won, are you the best? Right? If you're the most talented basketball player, but you've never won that championship, you've never won a title, right? Are you really the best? We all judge it by that. It's not to say that you mustn't have confidence in yourself and believe in yourself. But I'm going to tell you this. And again, it's a Soul Flow Artist and Musician Town Hall. Musicians, everybody got talent. Some more than others. No matter how you slice it and dice it, every cocky musician that I know, I also know a ton of musicians that are better. Every dope artist that I know that's really, really cocky and arrogant, I also know a lot of artists that would be deemed better artists than them. Right? So my people at home, I know. You ain't selling no records, man. They're not streaming like that. You're big at the neighborhood club because you've been there for 40 years. They know you. The people in the hood know you. Just roll humility. They're the ones that made you. Your hood celebrity, they made you, whatever the case may be. But in all honesty, the accomplishment's not there to show. So chill. Chill for a minute. And again, take a look at those people who have spread their wings and are doing it on the grandest of stages and the grandest of scales. But they don't act the way you do. I swear to God, I don't want to go to no show. I hear you talking about the accomplishment that ain't real. Just sing the damn song. I like the song. You like the song. People like the song. 9 of us, that is. Sing the song. I don't want to hear where it is. I don't want, it's almost pitiful when you start calculating, like, are you soliciting accolades? Are you begging the people to say you are great? If that be the case, then it ain't. Just sing the songs. Let people love the songs. Put a name to the song and a face to the name and all that. But I don't want to be on a show and hear nobody up there talk about, give me 15-minute monologues about what they did, what they haven't done in the 19 charts. Because it ain't true, man. It's not. Sing the damn song. Just sing the freaking song. Right? Because I tell you this, it ain't a good look when we intro with the monologue and then it don't sound, you know what I mean? It don't sound too right. Right? You come out there talking smack, I'm expecting you to sound like Chris Brown. You know, I'll be like, okay, cool. You know what I mean? But you talk smack and come out here, I'm like, wow. You done set me up for something that never materialized. All right? Let's just rock in some humility for a minute. But I'll tell you this. Since we're all yearning and people are yearning for that big up and I'm the man, I'm the woman, I'll tell you this. If and when it works out for you and you find yourself on the big stage and you're selling them records and I could stream you on Summerjam too, when you come home, as unsexy as it would be, beat your chest then. Talk smack on stage then. Post all you want to post crap on it then. You put out a project and it gets picked up and people start loving it and you get nominated. I'm not even saying win the Grammy, but you get nominated and you feel like big up your chest and talk smack, then by all means, do your thing. It ain't sexy, but you can do it. You're entitled. I won't have jack to say. But if the song ain't going no further than Palm Beach and Miami and your homies in the UK and your granddaddy's second wife's son that plays on the radio in Jamaica, if that's the extent of it, just go on with the tune bubble and chill out. Please. 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 Again, much respect, much honor, large up to all the people who have accomplished. Again, it's not an indictment, a knock on the talent of anybody. But again, in every aspect, if you're the dopest politician, but you ain't never won no elections, we don't know. Right? If you're the dopest attorney and you can't win no cases, well, we don't really know. Right? We're going to go off of that. If you're a doctor and you can't save no lives, then we don't really know how great you are. Right? But if I go into the hospital and I look up on the wall and I see Dr. Such and such, and I research Dr. Such and such, and Dr. Such and such has a record that's crazy. Saving lives. Doing research. Discovering stuff. And Dr. Such and such comes out in the streets and I say, hey, mister, and he checks me and say, oh, it's Dr. Such and such. It is incumbent upon me to say, my apologies, doc. So sorry. Dr. Such and such. Because you've earned that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? If you're putting in the work and the work is resonating and you're doing good out there, whatever the case may be, you are considered a top flight artist. It reflects in the streams, and it reflects in the views, and it reflects in your bookings, and you're representing the culture. And I can say, damn, look at Soul Flow on the world stage, man. You're representing, and you come back home and you feel like walk with your chest in the air. What am I gonna say? It is what it is. Do you do what you got to do? It ain't cute, but I'm not mad at it. I'm just not mad at it. But if you are only getting props on your lane, on your block, and sometimes when the band string up in the little venues at home and you go in there and sing a song, I mean, exercise a little humility, please. We need to stop acting like superstars when ain't nothing super about it. And like I said, love your fellow artists. Come together, collaborate with your fellow artists. See what we can do, or what y'all could do. I ain't doing that. Right? See what Tuna can do. Let's see if we can work on these relationships. Because what I realize is this. All them names that you hear me call, and even the ones you don't hear me call, that's on the world stage doing it big. You know what I realize with them as I talk to them? They have relationships with each other and with the entities across the globe that they work with. The problem is a lot of folks here don't have relationships. They know people. They don't have relationships. Why? Because everybody talking about everybody. Smiling in your face, right? Smiling in your face, right? Smile up in your face, and then behind you hear all the chatter and all that. I'm going to tell you, ain't nothing annoying that when an artist start talking to me about another art. I just don't want to hear it. So if you link me and we talk, and start talking about somebody, and all of a sudden say, oh, snap, I got to go. I really don't got to go. I'm just letting you know. I'm just putting it out there. I really don't have to go. But I want to hear it. So if you call me and we're talking, wow, G, Ray, and start telling me, yo, would you believe such and such and such? And I hit you with the, oh, snap. I got to go. I got to go. I might give you a ridiculous, oh, snap, somebody dying. I got to go. Oh, snap, there's an airplane about to land in my house. I got to go. The ship's about to sink. But you're not at sea. Don't matter. I got to go. I'm a purposely give you something stupid. It's just because I don't want to hear it. So if you call me, I'm here a reason. Talk to me about you. Talk about me. The world at large. But the character assassination and the in-depth info about the other, I can't do it. And here's the reason why I'm asking y'all to relieve me of the pressure that too, right? Because here's what happens. You call G. Cole. We talking. You start bring up somebody. And I'm like, damn. And I'm just there, okay, I'm listening, or okay, we're having a conversation. You bring up people. You see when we come off of that conversation and you go talk to somebody else, guess what you're going to say? Well, you and G. Cole, whereas our G. Cole said, yeah, drag me into stuff that I got nothing to do with. I don't want to be none. I don't want a part of that. And I realize people have a tendency to do that a lot. a lot if they think that the other person respects you or you have a relationship with the other person. So if somebody comes to me and I talk to me about somebody that I know and they know I have a relationship with the person, sometimes they're intentionally trying to bring stuff to me so that they can go back and say, G. Cole said, because you're trying to diminish the reputation of either that person or myself. There's so many things to talk about. And if we don't, I can make some BS up. But it doesn't have to be about anybody else. So I say and I implore you all, my soul flow people, musicians, and whatever the case may be. Because it's just a town hall, right? This is what we do. Do better. Make good music. Collaborate with the good musicians and good producers. Tell the whack ones to leave you alone. And to my fellow artists out there who are recording these tracks that ain't up to par, but you ain't got the balls to tell the producer that it ain't up to par, grow them cojones and stop make producers out here making you look bad. All right? Got some producers out here recording people. The stuff sound like trash. You know, and you ain't want to tell them that, nah. Producers, don't be like that. Producers, and I mean, I know big producers want to do them thing or whatever, but you ain't big, right? So producers, do me this one favor. And if we respect the culture, don't put out the song if the artist don't greenlight it and say, yeah, man, I'm good with that. Do him that favor or her that favor. Respect them just a little. And say, listen, I ain't going to put that out unless the artist is comfortable with it. And a lot of times the problem that we run into is that the artist is not involved in the financial part of it or contributing anything to the project except their talent. And for that reason, they feel that their voice is suppressed. They can't speak on it. No, your voice. Right? And if you want to alleviate that situation, then when you go work with the producer, come in and figure out what's a mutual thing, what your contributions are, what theirs are, and have the conversation from the get-go. So listen, no matter what the circumstances, I got to be pleased with the end product before it goes out. Artist, when a producer send you something, if they are not completely good with it either, it's the same thing. Stop sending stuff to radio and radio people when the producer might not think the thing finished yet, because y'all be sending stuff that haven't even been mixed and mastered because the producer sent you something to listen to. So you're making a producer look, because people gonna ask who produced it. Or you go in there interviews and say, yeah man, I'm a big tune, it name no mix yet. Never tune name don't mix yet. Bad tune. Who produced it? You start call up the man name. You know, say one feature, right? And the radio person, okay, great, yeah man. And all the people who are listening to the interview now look at Fitzroy as the worst producer in the world. Or again, vice versa. Producers releasing songs, and the artist's face is on it, the artist's name is on it, the artist's voice is on it, and all them things. And the song not ready for the world, but the artist is out here looking bad because you and your production level not up to par. And when I say production level, I'm not talking about just I'm not talking about composition wise and creating the instrumentation. I'm talking about just the process, because production is not just, it's a process of getting the track from A to Z and ready to go. Right? Sometimes it don't sound right. The harmony is off, the thing sound like crap, the vocal, maybe you got to record it somewhere else. Maybe you have a nice rhythm and you have nice ideas, but you are not that skilled. You're not that good at that yet. Take your ego out of it, man. Take your ego out of it and stop ruining people's freaking careers. Because I can tell you at least 4 or 5 artists right about now that are good. But I hear radio folks and other folks in this talk about them as though they're not good. It's not a chit-chat thing, but when you say, yeah man, tune from such and such, sometimes they don't even want to hear it because of what your previous works that they've heard is. And I'm like, but no, they got dope stuff. Listen to this. And then they're like, oh, okay. Yeah, but never hear this. Because remember, what people hear, they can't unhear enough. And sometimes people only have a one chance or one opportunity, right? And the unfortunate thing is when you record the song with the producer who didn't give you the best job, right? And you go out there and put it out, they want, and if they put it out, them also want you to push them, promote it. What they gonna ask you? Yo, share, share the thing, share the thing. Share the music and post it on your social media and do this and that, because them done put it out already. But you in the back of your mind, you're not proud of it. So you're not splashing it with the world as much as they would like you to. Producers, soul flow producers. We got so much of the dope producers on and musicians and stuff out there in the world right now. It's just like our athletes from Jamaica or whatever. When they go out in the world wearing that banner of Jamaica, or in this case, South Florida, the people out there to see that and say, what? I want to go there and get some more of that. I want to go where they get that, where that's from. And it's not because it's the business. They're looking for the next one. And then they go on YouTube or Spotify or whatever to go listen. And them hear your stuff. And them say, no, sir. That's the same place that the rest of that stuff came from. That's where all that came from. The same place? Came from the same spot? Yeah. It did. But you're misrepresenting. So I say, I am so proud to see my fellow artists and musicians out there on the world stage doing it big, doing it the right way, representing for us. So since they're representing for us, how about we represent for them, so that when other people come to where we are, because they got exposed to them and they feel like coming back to the watering hole and seeing what else is here, how about we set it up to where they come here and they see some greatness? Not a bunch of cocky, arrogant folks. Just walking around town masquerading as the biggest thing. Right? I had some folks that came into town the other day. Some time ago, right? And they were like, yo, we in town, I want to go such and such, and the last time I go down a Ginger Beer and whatever. I'm like, yo, say Ginger Beer closed down. I'm gonna for real star. Yeah. And I'm like, but there are other places you could go. There's a dope venue over here. There's garden. There's other, some places we're losing our venues, but the garden's still there or whatnot. Not. Go check it out. And them go one and two places, and that's I felt so bad because the feedback they got was like, oh man, you based on how the artists and go on you, that's serious. So they made it. Again, people starting their sets with monologues, man. Telling you about their accomplishments and they want it to be respected. And I'm like, accomplish what? Participation trophies? Participation trophies? And that's why we're in the world. These participation trophies. I don't have any accomplishments to warrant my acting a certain way. So guess what? I ain't gonna do it. Now, if I have the accomplishments and I feel like walking around a certain way, again, while it ain't sexy, I earned that. So, hey, let me be. Right? And to be perfectly honest with you, probably won't be as bothered. But I think that's what it is. After people accomplish things, sometimes they realize that, it's just music and it's just work and it's a love of the people and all that stuff. So I don't have to front on the people and my fellow artists and whatever. Because again, all the people I know, can't talk about the people you know, but the people I know that are out there on the world stage doing their thing and doing it major, they don't act that way. And they've earned the right and the ability to act that way. Right? Anytime I sit down and have a reason with a Romeo and Virgo or one of them guys, it's always a warm reason. Junior Gang, a warm reasoning. Never an ounce of arrogance. But if they opted to do so, they could because they've earned that. Julian Marley just won him Grammy the other day. Never an ounce or an inch of arrogance. And they can do that because one, they got lineage, they got it all in terms of royalty. They can act a certain way. Never get it yet. But I'm going to talk to Joe Schmack. Got 50 views. Sold 4 records. Streamed 19 times. Been on a couple of stages for exposure. And every now and then, somebody's putting on a show. You on it. Because if you're not on it, talking smack and saying, now put you on the show and blah, blah, blah. And then you walk out the venue, chest up, head in there, acting like Chris Brown. Musicians, looking at the audience, looking at the stage, in their pocket, man, I want to go up on the stage yet, whatever. They can walk in, strolling in late, but strolling in like you own the place. Walking off a stage mid-performance to go to the bar. Talking about you can't hear yourself. All them things. And that's what the world gets and sees when they come here. After people who worked hard and are doing it professionally are out in the world saying, yeah, man, that's where they at. Go see them at home. So that's where I'm from. Many more where I came from. And they come here and they see you. It takes me back to one of my favorite Chronic songs. Just a little part of it. Just a little part. Just a little part.
Me never put them up on no flight, and me never see them a live no tour life. You miss a man, now you have so much likes. I'm always still a lead by iTunes. Simple mean we not ready yet. If we put this music first, that's all. While we there on the war and the hype, we work, dance all. When you see me, yes, last time. Enough to hear us say them are the big man. In a Jamaica, and them have the hit song. A gentleman, me hear a play a Finland. Me never hear them playing a Pakistan. That simple mean we not ready yet. That one like a you own dance all. While we there on a war on a hype. No take a control, that's all. Give me a beat and I'm a...
What? What's the accomplishment? What the accomplishment? Talk to me. What's the accomplishment? What's the accomplishment that warrant all of them the behavior them thing there? Like the man said, Bob Marley still run iTunes, you know. Well, we there go on with our foolishness. Rihanna and Drake I take a dance all around it and go on to them thing. Not true. What we gonna do? What are we gonna do? So Soul Flow, the talent is here. Go make good music. Go make some good music. Go make some good music. Let's go out here and try to accomplish and achieve some things. And for those people who have achieved their thing and are bringing eyes back on us, let's just be prepared so when the eyes are looking at us, you know what I mean, we got something to show them.